Good morning and happy Saturday. Y'all, it's the weekend. What y'all up to this weekend? Any big plans this weekend? Well, I'm just gonna decorate for fall, and I'm playing in resin. So if you haven't looked at my most recent video, I will post the thumbnail here. But y'all, I'm getting back into resin, and I made some coasters last night with pencils and paper clips in them, experimenting to make sure I got my part 1 and part 2 of my resin mixture right, being that I haven't done it for so long. But like I said, I was experimenting and made some coasters to make sure I still had it, y'all. Because all resin is not created equal. So, but yeah, y'all, I am enjoying being in the house. I'm missing grub pubbing, but taking a little break so I won't get burnt out. But yeah, y'all, I started my resin project last night, and for some reason, my craft room upstairs, I don't feel crafty in there for some reason. So I am in my dining room, and y'all, my table's a mess. Let me show y'all what I have to dig out in order to experiment with my resin. Y'all, this is my table. It is a hot mess, but these are projects that I am currently working on. These are 2-tier trays. Here's a better look of it. And this here, I am making a plaque. So I'm unsure how I'm going to finish this one, but I know it will be some type of saying right here. I need to pull out my Cricut and figure out what I'm going to write on that. This here is a trinket box. So I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out, being it's my first time doing this. But this is the trinket box, and that is the top. Here is a cutting board, y'all. The flowers I got from my sister-in-law and my brother for my birthday, and they are finally starting to wither. So I decided I would take those and put them into a cutting board to make some type of design out of that. So that way I always have a memory of the flowers that were given to me by them. Here is another plaque that I have been commissioned to make, and these here are flowers. I had leftover resin, so instead of wasting it, I thought I would make some flowers out of those. So those are curing at the moment. I don't want to slip it over because it will pour out. But yeah, y'all, but that's what I am up to today. So I'm going to go and dig out my fall decor, and we're going to get started decorating. So stay tuned.
Decorate for fall and I put out my pumpkins. I know you love it when I'm making my own beautiful R&B. I know you love it when I decorate for fall and I put out my pumpkins. I know you love it when I'm making my own beautiful R&B. You want me to keep it quiet, but I'm not a silent giant. I don't care if it's defiant. If I wanna put on some pumpkins, and I put out my pumpkins, 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 I put out my pumpkins. You wanna have a nice fall, but don't you want it at all? I'm gonna have a nice fall, and then I'm making